Our film begins today with the beginning of a new day at Mossy Farm, and we see the sheep gathered in the farm's garden. Among them was the sheep, Shaun and Bacon, standing next to the little baby sheep as he sat playing with his toys and Bacon. He has a hammer in this set of games, and then we find the sheep. Shaun looks at the farm owner as he says goodbye. His friend is inside the car, and his friend I give him a delicious sugar candy stick, and I also give him a coconut with. The color is dark brown, and the farm owner is very happy, wearing a Christmas hat and eating sugar candy. But he is thinking about how to frame these coconuts, and he still does not know how to break them, so he thinks what to do, and goes down. To his workshop inside the house, he chooses from his tools the one that helps him break them, and he brings a hammer. He used it to break a large coconut. Then he would go back to the kitchen and put the coconut on the table. He wears a mask over his eyes, so he doesn't get hurt in the eye, while he breaks a coconut and then pins it on the table, and he tries to break it with the big hammer in his hand, but the fruit does not break and flies out of the window as a result. The hammer hits it, and we see the coconut falling into the garden where the sheep are standing. I roll the fruit until it reaches me. The little baby sheep is afraid of the sheep, and all the sheep are afraid. The fruit is shaken, and they come out running. We see the sheep, Shaun, come back again, he and all the sheep. And he tries to figure out which fruit this is, because it is strange. It was the first time he saw it. At this time, the farm owner was looking for a coconut in the kitchen, and then we see the sheep, Shaun, calmly thinking about what to do, and he finds that the best idea is to give the fruit to the dog on the farm. He gives it to the dog and asks him what this strange fruit is, and the dog tells him, "This is a coconut, and it tastes very delicious. Come." We break it and eat from it, and Shaun the sheep agrees with the dog's idea and goes to get a small iron hammer. They fix the coconut on a small wooden log and try to break it, but it does not come back, unfortunately, the hammer. It is the one that breaks and sends the iron block of the broken hammer flying and landing in the brain of a sheep, his friends. But Shaun the sheep does not give up and thinks of something else that might break the fruit, and he goes to get it. The hammer is bigger and stronger than the first one, and he tries to break this fruit with it. But the fruit flies off of them and the dog comes out. He runs and is afraid that this fruit will hit him in his brain like the sheep that is their friend. But the sheep will repent of it, and it will. It falls next to a tree, and he goes to get it again and tries to break it to eat from it, and we notice the farm owner. He gets bored as he searches for the fruit in the kitchen and looks out the window. The fruit may have fallen in the garden, for example, but not. He notices that Shaun the sheep has the fruit. Then we find the sheep, Shaun, who has a new idea, he and the dog, and they bring a hockey stick and try to break it with it. A coconut, but the idea fails and the sheep goes to get a large hilti to break the fruit with it, but the hilti is heavy for him and he does not know how to control it. So the dog suggests that they bring him a large and heavy block of iron, steel. They tie it with a rope to the trunk of the tree, and then they lower this large iron block onto the coconut. Shaun the sheep agrees, and the dog goes to carry out what they agreed upon, but we see the little baby sheep. He gets annoyed by the dog standing next to him and hits him with his toy hammer on his legs. The dog is in pain and suddenly loses his temper. His balance is off, and the iron block is heavier than the dog, and he does not know how to control the rope tied to the iron block. And suddenly this mass pulls the limit by the hand, and it flies while holding the rope and takes several turns one after the other along the trunk of the tree until the rope slips from his hand and the iron mass falls on the coconut, and the dog hangs on the trunk of the tree, but he is alarmed. The tree cannot bear the dog, and the carob, Shaun, and the trunk breaks. And then they both climb down from the tree and descend to the ground, but nothing happens to them, and Shaun the sheep runs quickly to see that the coconut has broken. No, as he tries to move the heavy iron block off of it, he finds that the fruit is not broken, but has sunk into the ground, the clay in the garden, and he goes to get a shovel to remove the fruit from the hole in the clay, and here is the dog. He helps him because he cannot get the fruit to one of them, but they both fall and the fruit flies and falls into the chicken coop. She rolls over and stands next to the chicken's eggs, and the chicken is surprised by the shape of the coconut and does not know. Yes, this is Asal, and the hen comes to her friend and lies on her eggs, and the fruit is under the chicken. And her friend says it. Take care of something strange next to your eggs, and you don't care about it. And then you look at the chicken and throw it away. Outside the barn, far from its eggs, the fruit flies in the air, and at the same time he is the owner of the farm. He looks for a coconut under the house and in the garbage can and says to himself, maybe it fell in. And by chance here, the sheep in Shaun is still watching where the fruit will fly and jumping on it while he catches it as it falls on me. On the ground, but the sheep falls on the clay while picking up the fruit, and their friend the pig comes and snatches the fruit from him. Why do they want it? And their friend the dog is watching them, and he does not know what to do with them, and he is bored of. This is a coconut that does not break. The pig and the sheep, Shaun, quarrel over the fruit, and the sheep, Shaun, decides to throw it away from the farm fence. He throws it away efficiently, but by chance it ends up in a cart that makes its way in front of the farm and is loaded with fruits, coconut, and the fruit flops into the car's lock and the lock breaks, and the car's box opens and coconuts fall from it. There are many of them, and they roll among the sheep, and at the same time in a fruit box, the fruits fall from it and fly and fall on the owner. The farm expects surplus and covers it. Then Thamra fumbles in the little baby sheep's toys and stands in front of him. But the little baby sheep gets angry because she expects his toys to harm her. With his hammer, we find that the fruit breaks by chance. Shaun the sheep and his friend the dog are surprised by what happened and decide to drink from the coconut. They taste its taste and like it, and it turns out delicious. But the dog says, we have to go to the farm owner and tell him. He drinks some of it with us, and he actually brings the dog a straw and puts it in a coconut. Then he takes the fruit and goes to his owner. The farm is in his kitchen, and I give him the fruit. He drinks from it, and the owner of the farm is amazed and very happy. He was surprised at how the dog was able to break it, thinking that it was the coconut that flew off him the first time he tried. He breaks it, and it falls out of the window, but the dog does not know that he and his friends have obtained a lot of coconut. The sheep. The dog and his friends, the sheep and Shaun the sheep, would go and stay up in their hut at night, bringing with them fruits. There are many coconuts, and some of them play with these fruits, and some of them peel them and make decorations from them, and some of them ask for. The little baby sheep breaks it for him with his hammer so he can drink from it and eat it. But let's see what the sheep is. Those who have a completely different opinion make different types of drums from coconuts and play music on them. Drums and the sheep are all happy and dancing to his music, and they spend a beautiful evening together in the hut, and all of them. They are happy and happy. And here, it is today's movie. I hope you like it. Enjoy with us, and if you like the movie, give us a like, share the video, and subscribe to the channel. Goodbye.